Alright, Jets fans, we're back here. It is Wednesday, July 21st. I've gone ahead and simmed a couple weeks all the way up to the NHL Awards ceremony. But first of all, let's take a look at what happened in the last couple weeks. I made some transactions. This is most of the team as I see it going forward. So we'll go ahead and check the emails. A bunch of trades here between Pittsburgh and Buffalo. And then we get into Winnipeg's trades. Winnipeg and Utah. We traded for Adam Pelech because I felt like we needed to upgrade the defense a little bit. So if we look at Adam Pelech, these are his stats. His contract, only 2 years left. It's a great contract for these three prospects. And the next trade was Winnipeg and San Jose. We got Ryan Lindgren. Again, very much more defensive defenseman here. Great contract there. San Jose retained 50%, and I traded away these prospects. And the next one, Josh Morrissey. Most people will probably disagree, but I will explain why later I made this trade. He is in Columbus now, and we got a second round pick in this year's draft for him. We re signed Chaz Lucius. I completed the owner goal to re sign Lucius. We signed Ty Hollett, a trade between Florida and Winnipeg. We traded away Alex Nedeljkovic for a seventh, and I will explain that one later as well. And we signed Braden Yeager, Barlow, Brisson, Stramel, and we had the Hall of Fame runoff. Here I did vote for Chris Osgood in that one, as you can see there. Here we are. Beecher and Mueller traded again. We got Ty Mueller. We put him on the fourth line center position. And Jay Beecher was someone I did not want to re-sign. So he went to Vancouver. And we also sent a second round pick and two decent prospects, but we did get a first round pick from Vancouver. And if you look at the league stats, Vancouver was here in 22nd, so these are two lottery picks. And the other one, I believe, is Buffalo, who did have the President's Trophy first in the league, but they lost in the conference finals in the East, I believe. So won't quite be the 32nd pick in round one, but we'll see when we get there. Going back here, and we signed Ty Mueller to an extension. 2 years at just under $1 million. So those are the emails of what happened all the way up to the awards ceremony. Now let's go back. So first of all, this Thatcher Demko is going to be our goalie of the future, at least for the next couple years. But this Axel Mangbo, he has pretty decent stats. He's 25 years old. And Nedeljkovic was only a 2 out of 2 star. Mangbo, 25 years old, is a 2 out of 3.5 stars, so we're going with him as the backup. Alex Pelech is in there, and Ryan Lindgren is in there. Now, the reason I got rid of Josh Morrissey, he was 33 years old. He wanted almost $8 million a year for 3 years. I wasn't going to do that, even though we do have plenty of salary cap. But this 22-year-old Zeev Buanen, his stats are pretty comparable to Josh Morrissey, and he is 11 years younger, 6 feet, 196 pounds. So I'm going to go with him and try to grow him into someone who was better than Josh Morrissey. And then I believe that was about it. So Mangbo is going to be the backup. Luosterainen down on the fourth line. We did move Lambert up to the first line center position, and we'll show you why here. His faceoffs at 16, his puck handling, all of these offensive categories are turning into a first line center type. And then we move Scheifele down to the second line because his faceoffs were 14. He is 35 years old, so we made that change. We can always change him back. And here we put the replacement for Josh Morrissey on the first line with Devin Taves. And it's Dianazio, Renzo, Pelech, and Lindgren. And I went through and I did all of the lines, so we don't have to worry about that. So that pretty much catches you up on everything that I have done up to the awards. So we'll go ahead and look at those right now. Your Hart Trophy, most likely McDavid again. Correct. Your Conn Smythe. Kirill Kaprizov, 31 points in 26 games. Good. The Calder to Emil Vivini. Let's see here. A goalie with those stats. See what I mean about Connor Hellebuyck? It didn't really show with Thatcher Demko this year, but you don't need the best goalie stats. You need the team out in front of them is what will make them good. So the Norris went to Rasmus Dahlin, the Selke to Sam Lafferty, the Vesna to Darcy Kemper, Executive of the Year, Eric Tulsky, and Jack Adams, John Hayes. So we'll go ahead and look at those. I did change the emails here to the National League, so I guess we'll go back and put minor awards back on and regular awards. Tried to kind of clean up the emails a little bit, but I guess I did too much, so the rest is lost to history for now because I'm not going to go through and try to find who won all those awards. And the next thing we're going to do is sign up to the off-season window. Here we are. I don't think I want to sign any of these players, but if you look, 3 out of 4 stars for Oliver Sundberg. He'll be ready to go next year, as will, who is this? Ivar Stenberg. He probably is ready to go right now, but I do have a future plan. So with everything done, if you look at our finances, we do have everyone signed that we want for next year, and only 2 players are out there more than 3 years. And there's Scheifele, Kyle Connor, and Ehlers. So we're just going to go ahead and sim to the last day of the season here. So here we are on June 30th. All of my negative scores here. We did get 1 for longevity and 1 for financial health, but I'm not sure how. We have 1 point. We're going to put that into coaching goalies, even that one out a little higher, because we are going to at some point have a minor league junior goalie there. Trade between Pittsburgh and San Jose. Trade between Pittsburgh, San Jose again. I already went through the staff. I'm not going to be re-signing any of these scouts, so I'm just going to let that go. And owner goal failed. The media relationship, yes, is a complete disaster. Let's see here. Job security. Oh, and my job security is down at a 7 after that. We had minus 18 for the season-ending performance, and the GM relationship with the media is harshly critical. Let's go ahead and sim to July 1st. Sidney Crosby retires. Let's see where he is in the history of the points, in the history of the league. And he is second, just under 2,000 points, so good for him. He had 1,213 assists. Good for him. The owner confidence update. The fans want you gone, but there's no need to worry about my job. So we're going to go ahead and delete all those. The salary cap is still at 90 million, so let's look at the annual budget here. Those are all okay. And what's this saying? 92, so we can actually lower it and save almost 52 points there. That's good. We'll raise marketing, raise normal maintenance, and this year we are going to raise our development by 3 and use those 40 points because we do have a lot of young players we're trying to grow here. As far as scouting, let's go through and see if there's any scouts we can hire. You can see I did hire 2 more scouts from Eastern Europe and 2 more scouts from Western Europe. Again, we're slowly building that scouting to a double excellent rating. So if we look at staff, we have $2.9 million to spend on staff. So let's go ahead and see if there's any that we can just hire to help coach. Did not see anyone I really wanted to hire in terms of new coaching staff, but let's go ahead here and see if there's anyone we want to re-sign. And we do want to re-sign Dmitry Ekvis, the goalie coach. As you can see, he's 1 year at $560,000. Let's see what he wants to be renewed at as an assistant, and it's 3 years at $55,000. And then here we go, Rina Pokatangis. What was his? Yes, we will renew that one just to have an extra coach here. He was 1 year at $730,000. Let's see what he wants to renew at. 3 years at $66K. So that's good. And we'll leave the scouts for later on. But in terms of roster, this is pretty much our roster here. We have no one injured, no one on waivers. Let's go ahead and check out the free agents. See who's available here. Search by ability. And Clayton Keller looks to be the top player in this year's free agency. Pretty good. Only 29 years old. Morrissey, they let Morrissey go. These were his ratings. Our replacement, Zeke Boonen, his passing and puck handling were only at 16, but he is 11 years younger than Josh Morrissey with still 3 years to go, or 3 years to grow, excuse me, so not too bad. I am glad we got rid of Josh Morrissey, even though he was a leader on this team. Same with Beecher. Beecher was let go. He was not re-signed, or he refused to re-sign with them. But we're not looking to sign either of those. Sort by potential. Anyone potential we could sign here? I'll just go through and look at the free agents here and see if we want to sign anyone, or even some of our minor leaguers. And we're back here. It's still Saturday, July 1st. There's no one I really wanted to go after. After all, defense really was not our weak point. It was our offense. We do have enough firepower offense still, so I'm pretty happy with this team. Our cap is at 78 million, so we're just going to go ahead and sim to the draft lottery and see if we can get that number one pick. So here we are at the draft lottery. Let's go through and see if we move up. We do have two chances. So at 16, Montreal, Chicago, the Rangers, Seattle, Detroit, and our 11th pick stays at 11th, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Colorado, and we stay at 7th. So far, no movement. San Jose, ooh, there we go. The Flames move back from 2nd to 4th. The Islanders move back from 1st to 3rd. Boston moves up from 4th to 2nd, and the Flyers move up from 3rd to 1st. So congratulations to the Flyers on their first overall pick. And here's our draft picks. We have 7th, 11th, 30th, and no second. So we'll go ahead and go to the draft. So here we are at the draft. The first 6 picks have been selected. It is Schultz, Sorensen, Skog, Pugh, McCann, and Carlotti. And we are here at the 7th pick, our first pick of this year's draft. And it looks like a lot of goalies up there. It is between Michael Zach, I suppose, not really too good, and Leon Roos, who I think we'll probably end up selecting. But I will go through these and let you know, and I'll bring you back for our selection. And we're back here with the 7th overall pick. The Winnipeg Jets select Leon Roos. With the 11th overall pick, the Winnipeg Jets will select Jesper Anderson. With the 30th overall pick, the Winnipeg Jets will select Leo Kinershow. With the 71st pick in the draft, the Winnipeg Jets will select Tobias Ledenicki. With the 103rd pick in the draft, the Winnipeg Jets will select Pavo Fugelberg. With the 135th pick, the Winnipeg Jets will select Nick Diener. And with that, we are just going to finish simming the CPU draft, because I believe there's not too much left for us. There wasn't any real good prospects that I saw there. And the Predators, Devils, and Stars with the best drafts. The worst drafts belong to the Flames, Blackhawks, and Penguins. So here we are on Tuesday, August 1st. There are some emails here, a bunch of trades. Not really going to go through. You can look at them if you'd like. The top selling jerseys for the Jets, Scheifele, Ehlers, Connor Demko, Taves, our development report. Simon Lindqvist, his recovery went up by 1. And then Ehlers, Lindgren, and Pellick had some negatives. Best-selling jerseys in July for the NHL. Nothing for your Winnipeg Jets. So let's go ahead and look at the budget. I believe the Prospects Tournament, yes, is on the 14th. So just in case, we're going to have no change there. We're going to raise our scouting to 3. We have no harmony issues. You can look at here, nothing. We do have the Hinka Gretzky and the NHL prospects, so we're just going to go ahead and go across for those. The Hall of Fame induction first. Dale Hunter, the man we voted for, good. And we nominated Sergei Gonchar, Patrice Bergeron, good for him, I suppose. And Matthew Schneider, congratulations to your 4 Hall of Famers for 2028. And we're going to go ahead and sim up to the Prospects Tournament. This is our Prospects roster. There are quite a few Winnipeg Jet players on there, and then some other random ones. I just wanted to look and see how they did. So we'll go ahead and sim to the end of the month. We are back on Friday, September 1st. We'll look at the emails here. The jersey, Scheifele, Ehlers, Connor Demko, Taves. Development report, Simon Lindqvist. His low shots went up by 1. Good. And then the negatives, Connor and Scheifele. The top selling jerseys for the NHL, McDavid, DeBrincat, Rasmus Dahlin, Theodore, and Raymond. And that's about it for the email, so we will delete all those. And let's have a look at what happened in the Prospects Tournament here back in August. We win 4-0, win 3-1, win 5-4, win 5-2. Nice. There we go. And we are in September, so we do have some home games. So for the monthly budget, we'll raise it up to +3 just to try to get a little extra cash out of those preseason games. We have won the Olympic qualification round, so we're just going to go ahead and go across there. I have brought up 2 players, Ty Augustin, who is going to start during the preseason just to see what happens, and I brought up Gabe Perreault to start. He can replace Chaz Lucius there for a while. Let's see here, Perreault. And just for 3 or 4 preseason games, and then I'll put the starters back in. But in terms, I want Axel Mangbo to actually start in the preseason. I'll go ahead and change the goalie starts here. So starters and backups. Just alternate 1-for-1 here. 13, 14, 16. And backup. And then the starter will get the final preseason game. Probably Thatcher Demko at that point. So there we are. Those are the moves we made. We're going to go ahead and sim up to the preseason on September 10th. We are on Sunday, September 10th for game 1 of the preseason, and Nikolai Ehlers is out of shape. We will criticize him internally, and we'll delete those. And let's see, he is the only one unhappy. Well, you probably should have been in shape. So let's go ahead. I have set the goalie starts. We're just going to go ahead and sim up to the waivers. So we're back here on Thursday, September 21st. The waivers are now in effect. The preseason is over. So let's go ahead and look at what happened. Our training camp report. You all can look at the minor league players there. But we do have some NHL. Trey Augustin positioning went up by 1. Colby Barlow. Boynum passing went up by 1 to 17. That's good for the replacement for Morrissey. And Rodwin Dianazio hitting went up by 1. Nice. Lambert faceoffs and passing both went up by 1. 17 and 16. That is perfect for your new first line center and first line center of the future. Mangbo, his glove and puck handling went up by 1. Glove up to a 14 and puck handling up to a 13. That's good for a backup. And Jaeger positioning, offensive read for a Stramel. And that's about it. Shooting accuracy for Renzo, we're not too worried about that. But our season tickets are at 15,000. Our luxury boxes are 44 of 55. And these are the season ticket numbers around the league. There we are at 11,000. There were some trades, but nothing too important there. Hudson Thornton might get claimed. That's okay. We're okay with that. He didn't really work out for a couple seasons for us. So let's go ahead and see what happened during the preseason for the players that we brought up. Let's go with goalies first. Where's goalie stats here in the preseason? T. Augustin went 1-1 with a .913 and a 2 goals against. That is perfect. And then Perot, offensive stats. Points. 9 points for Lambert in 7 games. Good. Where's Perot? He had 2 points in 4 games. And I guess they don't have a plus or minus in there, but he had 2 points in 4 games. That was good for him. So we're going to go ahead and send them back down to the AHL. So let's go ahead one day and see who is on waivers. Tyler Brennan from the Buffalo Sabres could be a good goalie, but we're going with what we have now. Jared Davidson, he might be good just for that face-off's a good one to throw in there. Let's go ahead and claim him, and he will be our one waiver claim because our roster is already at 22 players. So we'll go ahead and sim ahead one day and see what happens. We are here at the 2028 NHL preview, and the Winnipeg Jets are nowhere to be found. Let's go ahead and see if we got that waiver claim, and it looks like we did not. Someone else picked him up. Is there anyone else on waivers? Sim to opening night. And we're back here. It is Sunday, September 24th. It is opening night of the 2028 NHL season, and this is our team. It is Sunday, September 24th. It's opening night of the 2028 NHL season, and the word has gone out to Kyle Connor, Nikolai Ehlers, and Mark Scheifele that if they do not perform this season and we miss the playoffs, all 3 of them will be traded. There's no way around that. Same with Thatcher Demko. We need our best players to perform. We need to make those playoffs. There are plenty of minor league players waiting to replace them. And with that happy thought, we will end it here. Let me know what you think, and I will bring it back in the next one.